Skye here with another GGRecon interview, this time with Zeek of Nolpenki, and you guys just did not the impossible, maybe the unexpected. Can you talk us a little bit through how it went down, the match that you just played against Guild?
I think we started really well. Like for the first time, I think we just started the game really well, and then like it boosts up the confidence on how we start the game. Like every game before we are losing like 6-0, and then we needed to come back them, but this time they needed to come back us, and like we had the strong nerfs, and that's like basically how we won, I think.
Right. What was the score in the early game?
In the early game, I think we were winning 6-2. I think. I'm not really sure. Like I was in the zone, so I only remember when I was shooting the heads, you know.
Right. So of course you've been considered a pretty stacked team after your rebuild. You've not been playing with each other for a long time. Can you talk a little bit about what kind of a team it is and what the environment is like for you guys?
We were playing for 2 months, so it's kind of like a decent amount of time, maybe for the first like preparations. Like we are a really improvising team. Like we don't. At first, when we were starting playing with each other, like it was just supposed to be a mix. Like we weren't sure if we were gonna play with each other. But then we started playing really well on scrims, and that's how we like said, guys, maybe we'll not change anybody. We'll just play like that. Yes, we are just learning from our mistakes, basically. Like we are a team that's when we lose, we just become better. So that's why when we lost 2 times in this first qualifiers, we went with the different mind in these qualifiers, and that's like I think how we beat all the teams till now. The environment in our team is really good. Like I think everyone is liking each other. Like there are some. Communication issues where not everybody sometimes like is on the same waves, or like sometimes we don't understand each other when like with the accents and everything. Everybody like is from the other country, so it's not that easy to communicate sometimes. But I think we're progressing with the like at least my English skills are progressing, so I'm really happy with how we play and like how we work as a team.
Are you exclusively coming in English then?
Sorry?
Do you exclusively come in English then?
Yes.
Right. So who's taken charge for you guys in terms of strategies and like, the logistics of it all?
You mean as an IGL or
yes.
like a team? Okay, so basically I was I can call myself an IGL. I don't think I'm really good like that, but I'm the main caller. I think in our team, like we have everyone is giving some things, to play, to work on, and that's how we win. But I'm the guy that I'm the most vocal one, I think. That's just my nature, I think. So you can call me a brain, but like it's not just me. It's not just me, definitely. Sometimes I don't do good calls. Sometimes my teammates do better than me. So it varies.
You mentioned that you guys were doing well in scrims. Is that also true against the good team? So the G2s of this world and this region?
I mean, in scrims, yes. I think like when we are playing scrims, we are actually doing really well. I don't think there was a team there was only one team. I'm not gonna say who. Just there's no reason for it. But there was actually only one team that we are always losing against. Maybe just didn't fit our play style. But against every top team, I think we are doing really well. I'm not gonna say the results, but like I'm just gonna say like we did really good. We had really good expectations, not only like from our fans, but also from the teams that we are playing scrims against, because they like knew we play really good. That's why we were kind of like I didn't know what was going on, why we were losing before, but I think we find the perfect spot now, and we are actually winning. So it's really nice.
Right, and the tournament added some volatility to it in the middle of it because of the patch changes, and of course the introductions of 2 big features in Skye and Icebox. Like, has that helped you guys, or do you think it doesn't matter that much?
Honestly, we are not using Skye. Like we had plan in it. On Icebox, we never played. Like we are just preparing for the qualifications. We know we're not gonna play. We are planning to qualify from the first plane, so then it wasn't even allowed.
Right.
Then it's only like in these qualifiers you can play Skye, but there was no time for us to prepare her when we lost. So I don't think it changed anything, honestly. Like the only big changes were for the sentinels, or how can you call, like Cypher Killjoy, you know what I mean? But it didn't affect us, honestly. Like we just played our game, we practiced like we always did, and
right,
that's it.
Now, of course, you guys got Guild out of the tournament. We also saw that NIP is out. How do you receive these results? Oh, you didn't know?
I actually didn't know. Didn't know NIP lost. I was like, when we were checking the score, we were in the middle of they were in the middle of the game, so I didn't know they were actually gonna lose. But wow, that's crazy.
Right. Who do you think will be the big opponents for you guys coming into Saturday and Sunday then?
Our big opponents, I don't really know. I think it's gonna be Exile. So I don't really think about it that much. I'm just like clear mind in my head. I'm just waiting for the opponents, and I think we can crush anyone in BO3s, especially like that's why the good teams are losing in the qualifiers. There's so many upsets are happening because nobody really likes BO1s in such important qualifiers. I think that's really bad, and that's not how this tournament should have been played. Honestly, it's a big tournament, so it should be fair. Like you can see many, you don't see many upsets in NA because they have BO3. Like you can see that the worst team is winning the first map. In EU, they would be like the better team would just go out, of the tournament. They would disqualify, but then they just come back to one, and that's what should be in Europe too. But it's not. Apparently, like you need to play only one BO3 match, and you need to win every single BO1s. Like people can really just surprise you with different things. Like you play against different teams, everybody has some strats. You're just being surprised, and that's all. You can lose easily.
Did you surprise Guild then today? Or do you think you just played your game that you usually play and outmuscled them overall?
I think they didn't expect us to actually play well. I think the expectation when we lost against Big that honestly isn't a like top one tier 1 team, and we lost 13-4 against them, and we played the same up today. I don't think maybe they a little bit underestimated us in some way. So like I'm really happy about the win.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge one.
I don't know if I have answered that correctly, but
no, completely fine. Yeah, I think a lot of analysts that regularly share their opinions had you guys pretty high up there, and were also aware of your scrim results. So I think this is not one of those situations where it's an undeserved victory based on the best of one situation anyway. So
I think so too.
Generally speaking, if you look at the recent meta developments, I think you guys all had an idea what Valorant was going to be like. Do you feel this is going into the direction you expected it to, in terms of the game fields and everything?
In terms of game fields or like the tournament things?
Game fields generally.
Okay. I think the game is doing really good. I loved it from the first moment I played it, and I loved it even before I played it. Like I knew this is gonna be the game that I'm gonna be the best in, and I was like preparing for it for my whole life, honestly.
Right.
So like I like the game a lot. I like the changes they do. I don't think like there are kind of few the glitches, like that Riot isn't actually fixing some, but I think they're doing a really good job, and the game is still young, and it has a lot of potential. I think it's gonna be like one of the biggest esports, and Riot is planning to turn it into a really big esport. So
yeah, is there any area where you're a little bit skeptical, where you're like, come on, Riot, you got to tune that down a little bit?
I don't know, honestly. I would need to think a little bit more than that. I don't think we have that time for me to think 15 minutes about like something to change,
Right. Do you think recently it feels like in the community there's this idea that we're having too many flashes and you're basically looking into the sun 50% of the game. Do you think that's a valid criticism?
Honestly, I don't think the flashes in this game are that OP. Like, you can hear them, you can see them. Like, I don't even play a high sense that I can in most of the times, like 70% of the times, I can just dodge them. It's not that hard. It's just mostly the worst players that don't have the reflexes to do that, you know. So I think it just
Right?
gives the players to like more room to grow in, just learn how to dodge the flashes. That's it.
Sweet. Then that's all the time we have today. Thank you and congratulations again on a great win. We're looking forward to what you guys can do in the continuing qualifier and of course in First Strike as well.
Thank you.